This is VOA News. I'm Marissa Melton. It was another violent day in Hong Kong.
Wait. Whoa.
That was the moment a Hong Kong police officer shot and critically wounded a protester. Another man was set on fire. The two incidents mark a dramatic escalation in more than 5 months of often violent pro-democracy unrest. Hong Kong Chief Executive Carrie Lam says more aggressive protests will not change government policy.
If there is still any wishful thinking that by escalating violence, the Hong Kong SAR government will yield to pressure to satisfy the so-called political demands, I'm making this statement clear and loud here. That will not happen.
Hong Kong has endured 24 straight weeks of increasingly violent rallies aimed at securing greater democratic reforms from China. U.S. President Donald Trump renewed his attacks Monday against the impeachment investigation 2 days ahead of public hearings targeting him for allegedly abusing his office to help himself politically. AP's Rita Foley has more on the public hearings.
The president broke the law.
Democrat Jackie Speer is on the House Intelligence Committee, which will conduct the hearings.
This is a very strong case of bribery.
But Republican Congressman Mac Thornberry of Texas says,
I believe it was inappropriate. I do not believe it was impeachable.
The president's accused of withholding military aid to Ukraine while asking it to investigate political rival Joe Biden and his family. Both members of Congress were on ABC's This Week. Rita Foley, Washington.
Romania's pro-European Union President Klaus Iohannis has taken a lead in the presidential elections, but will likely face a runoff with the runner-up on November 24th. This is VOA News. In a confidential report obtained by news agencies, the International Atomic Energy Agency says uranium particles have been detected at an undeclared nuclear site in Iran. Meanwhile, the head of Iran's nuclear program says the country is now producing more low-enriched uranium daily. AP's Charles de Ledesma reports.
Ali Akbar Salehi of the Atomic Energy Organization of Iran says the country is now producing at least 5.5 kilograms daily, around 12 pounds. That's compared to what Tehran had been producing, about 450 grams, 1 pound, of low-enriched uranium per day. Iran currently enriches uranium up to 4.5%, far below weapons-grade levels of 90%. Tehran maintains its nuclear program is for peaceful purposes. However, Western nations push for the 2015 nuclear deal over their concerns about the program. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Tens of thousands of people answered the call of nationalist groups in Poland Monday, marching in Warsaw to mark the country's Independence Day. The Independence Day March has been growing in size since the Nationalist Law and Justice Party came to power in 2015. It won a second term last month with 44% of the vote. The party has called for a revival of nationalist and Catholic values and a rejection of Western liberalism. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan visits Washington this week to meet President Donald Trump, a meeting some consider an opportunity to reset relations that have been strained over numerous policy differences. Turkey's military operation against the Syrian Kurdish militia, the YPG, is expected to top the agenda. Ankara designates the YPG as terrorists, but the militia is a crucial ally in the U.S.-led war against Islamic State. The U.S. Congress is threatening widespread sanctions against Turkey for its military operations against the Kurds. Some of the sanctions target Erdogan personally. 3 bombs have exploded in northeast Syria, leaving at least 6 people dead. The explosions happened Monday in the town of Kamishli, which is largely controlled by Kurdish fighters. The British-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said 2 car bombs and an explosives-rigged motorcycle blew up in a busy market, wounding an additional 22 people. Northern Syria has been hit by several explosions over the past month. Kurdish leaders say Islamic State sleeper cells continue to operate in the region. There's been no immediate claim of responsibility for Monday's bombings. I'm Marissa Melton. You're listening to VOA News.